Alright guys, here we are back at it again. Another day in the life of a flat rate mechanic. We're in the 840s now, getting up there. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to take you to work with me today. We're going to spend a day in the shop to learn things, have some fun, get people back on the road. Try to keep the lights on. We'll see if we can do that. I think I'm at like 30 hours, 32 hours. It's Friday morning. It's kind of rough when you do 62 hours in 3 days, and then you might hit 40 hours on a full week the week after. But it is what it is. All you can do is do your best. So let's finish getting this place open up. See what we can do to make it work today. Stay tuned. Oh boy, moneymaker. 2016 Dodge Caravan with the pesky check engine and ABS light on. It's from up north, like Wisconsin or Michigan or something. Right? It definitely does have a check engine light on. I'm just gonna go with this one. We're gonna scan it. We're gonna see what kind of codes we might have, and we're gonna try to help them out. 106,000 miles. It's been through some stuff. I think it might be used mostly as a commercial vehicle or something. Got lifesavers if you got bad breath and you're gonna make out. Customer's waiting. So it's 10:15. It's my first ticket. Just got off the gear wrench truck. I bought some grip edge tool. I'll show you in a second. First we're gonna scan this, see what codes we got, send them a report, and dive in deep to today's first repair. Evap small leak and brake pedal switch stuck. That's weird codes. Let's go into data. I'm going to go into ABS first. We'll look at the brake switch. I think that one should be a little easier to sort out. Most of these Chryslers, the little ESIM valves are almost always causing these codes. Gas caps sometimes. I'm going to take a quick look at this here, brake pedal status. Bring up some data and we will take a look, see what we see. Well, they're both released, both pressed, both released, both pressed. Those are the only two data PIDs I could find related to the brake pedal. I can hear a shift lock. Could they have been driving with 2 feet possibly? Or is something intermittent going on? Everything's intermittent lately, which is interesting. Let's bring up some more data if we can find anything else. I don't think there's going to be though. Brake type modifier. Let's bring up some more of those PIDs and see what we see. Graph. Released. Brake type, type 2. Accelerator. Bonk. Sees that. I don't know what brake type modifier is. That's probably like an option setting or something like that. We'll clear it out. And we'll see if it comes back. First I'm going to hit the brakes a few times. Something weird going on with that one. We'll have to see. PCM. Enter. I'm going to bring up some Evap data and we'll take a look at that. We'll be able to see, like, if a purge valve's stuck open, a lot of times you don't even have to go to find the purge valve and feel it. You can just look at the fuel tank pressure sensor, start it up, and if it right away starts to pull it down a little bit, especially if you shut the vent, then you'll see a big increase in vacuum. Then you'll know the purge valve is stuck open. So maybe we can do some of those things, see what we see. ESIM open, fuel tank 82 pascals, purge 0, 10 gallons. Start it up, see if we get much of a change anywhere. Initially saw a little bit of a change. The purge duty cycle is 0, and this went up a little bit. That's without the vent closed. That's a bad indication for the purge valve. I mean, honestly, without the vent closed, the system's not sealed, but the tank pressure will still change a little bit if the purge is sticking open. If the vent is closed, then it'll really pull a vacuum. Yeah, look at it going up, and it still says purge at 0. That makes me want to go take a look at the purge valve. It opened the purge valve, just closed it. You can see the fuel tank pressure. The vacuum should have dropped off a little quicker than that. Let's close the vacuum supply from the engine off. That's the the easiest thing to do. When I pinch off this rubber line, get a light out here. When I pinch off the vacuum feed from the engine, the bottom one goes to the tank, the top one comes from the engine's vacuum. When I pinched that off, it dropped down a little bit as if the purge was sticking open when it was at 0. Kind of interesting. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. I haven't seen the ESIM switch state either, but it usually won't until you close the vent valve. The vent's in the back by the tank. The purge does what it says. It purges vapors from the system using engine vacuum, and the vent determines whether the system is vented to atmosphere or not. Normally the vent is open and the system closes it for testing and things like that. But when you're driving down the road, it wants the vent open because fresh air has to come in to let it pull the fuel vapors without bringing the system into a vacuum and collapsing the gas tank. So there's a lot going on there, but if you really think about it in a big circle, it's not really that bad. It's a purge valve and a vent valve determining whether the circle is closed or open. I gotta find out if they want to do that. We gotta take a wheel liner down. I think some of them are on the canister, some are in the wheel liners on these Chryslers. If it's on the canister, I might be able to put it on a drive-on rack and check it real quick and easy. Let me go find out where it's at, and we'll come back and see if we want to look at that a little bit. It's in the wheel liner. It takes a little bit of work to get to it, so that may be another story. He told me he's not worried about it. He just wanted to make sure it wasn't something safety-wise. He's a real old guy. He drives the thing just a little bit at a time, and he says like once or twice a week. So large leak test true. It's going to go down all this, tell you if it passes, then it's going to tell you if it's complete. If it failed, the ESIM switch open or closed, purge airflow, fuel tank pressure is dropping, so the purge is working. So we're going to let it run through all these little tests, and it'll change each of those as it goes. We'll see if it passes or not. Of course, it has a PO456, which is a small leak, and this looks like it's doing the large leak. I didn't see one for a small leak test, so the purge is up to 42% now. This should change state at some point. If we see it change state and the test is over, then we're good. If it never changes state and the test ends, then I'm going to tell them that switch is most likely bad. We'll definitely have to get to it to test it manually. Usually you just blow through them while you activate it. You're using the scan tool, you can turn it on and off, and it should change how it works. Large leak test fail, false, closed. It never changed state. So let me see if he wants to dig in. He was just here telling me that he doesn't really want to see. He's a much older guy. He just came out of the bathroom. I feel kind of bad for him, but I told him it's just emissions. It's not going to get you stuck or anything. He's like, oh, I may not worry about it then. I only drive it once or twice a week. So we'll see if we're going to go any further with this one, but at least you know how to do the large leak test. I really wanted to see this switch. Since it didn't, that's where we'll be headed if he wants to go further. These are when you get them sketchy Allens that if someone has stripped out a little bit, this helps you get out without having to drill them out. Comes with some sweet stickers too. Just that alone is worth 99 bucks. Look at those sons of guns. What it does is it pulls metal out of the corner and bites into it. So some people just use them by default, but I use them only when they look like they're stripping out or stripped out already, and they work really well. We'll show you. We'll put them to use in the shop. Grip Edge was selling them through Mac, but that relationship, I guess that relationship fell apart. So now they buy them direct. Look at this cream puff. Oh yeah, doggy. I said, Jimmy, we got a classic vehicle for you. His wipers stay on all the time. And they've taken the liberty already of ordering a wiper motor control module. I sure hope that fixes it. I think it's a 2003. Yep, 2003 model year with the venerable 4.3 V6. Oh look, a wiper arm. Should I be worried about that? Someone's been working on it. Alright. And they said something about mice might have ate wires. I said, well, maybe the wiper motor stays on because of that. But we're gonna look at it. I don't think there's a diag on it, so it's gonna be a makeshift diag. 2004 Lexus RX 330. Customer says it gets hot when it's idling and cools off when I'm driving. I think the fans aren't working again. I don't know what that means, but they're waiting. So 140,596 miles, and this cream pot, look how clean this thing is. It's like a 7 or an 8. What do you think? I'm gonna get under the hood, use my scan tool to actuate the fan. I know the AC was working when I pulled it in, sitting here idling, which means the fan probably doing something. It's kind of cool this morning though. Skip, Asian, Lexus. Okay, see if we can force this fan to run. Oh, it's got brand new fans in it. Well, that's cool. That's why he said again, because he's already put fans in it. Well, that means a relay or something like that, or a defective fan. We know that can happen. Automatic search, Europe and other, which means all, I guess. So just leave it at automatic search. You don't need to put extra. It's like YouTube creators that flap too much. We're gonna bring this up, get it in actuation test mode, see if the fans work. I do still have the Chevy truck too, and I didn't realize it's got inner tie rods pay an hour, the wiper motor pays an hour, alignment 1 hour, and a brake inspection half hour. Some of the wiring repairs and stuff on that. It's a halfway decent ticket, I guess, if I get to work on it, but well, we'll see. I'm gonna look at this right now because he's waiting, and we'll see if we can get something going on this one, and then we'll get back on the Silverado. I think, I'm not sure, so we'll see. I'm gonna just scan all the modules for codes too, and then we'll do the actuation test. He brought me both inner tie rods, so we're doing 2 inner tie rod ends for 1 hour labor. I don't. Lock-up solenoid, line pressure VVT, purge, magnetic clutch, canister, nothing for the fan. Brought up some data for the engine. I'll just run it and get it hot. I turned the air on. It might turn the fans on. Oh, there you go. The fans are working. It's fixed. That'll be $79.95. Coolant temp. See if he's talking about something that's actually happening. Maybe a gauge is acting weird. Some people say it's running hot because they don't like where the needle is, but it's not over on the H. And that gauge really only shows you about 40 degrees, 50 degrees of the temperature. It doesn't show you, 30 degrees to 280. It just shows you a window of about where it runs. That's why your temperature gauge takes a while to come up in the morning when you first start driving, because it has to get to about 150, 170 before it even reads temperature or shows you what it's reading. So let's bring up some data PIDs, see what we can do, see if this thing gets hot or whatever. Yeah, I got AC signal, AC clutch, transmission temp, and coolant temp. If the coolant temp gets hot, it'll turn off the AC. I forget what the temperature is offhand on these. It might be 260 degrees. It'll turn off the AC to try to keep it from overheating any further. So that's another thing I brought that up. If it gets too cold or the pressure gets low, it'll turn it off. Or if the temperature gets too high, it'll turn it off. And just turned it off now because the temperature request is probably not that low. And it's only it's like 73 degrees out right now, 74 maybe. So, it's still ice cold in here. So, and the fan's on real low, 70 degrees. So that's why it turned off. No worries. But it's something else to look at. If the problem occurs, we'll have a good idea. I'll let it run a little while. We'll see what the fan does. Maybe the fans sometimes don't work. They're only coming on with the AC at this point. So the compressor turns on. They'll probably turn back on now. Compressors are back on. The high side pressure gets to about 275, 300 on most vehicles. They'll turn the fans on. Some vehicles turn the fans on automatically with the clutch. Some go by pressure. We'll let it warm up. It peaked at 212. Well, that's when I saw it. I was setting the lift on this truck. Come down to 206 with the fans running now. The fans went on a little higher, even though the AC was off at the moment. So it's bringing the temp down. The fans are running right now. We'll let it run a little bit. Try and keep taking a peek at this graph. But it's got to do it for us. Ooh, 228's about as high as I'd like to see it. But the fans are on. It should pull it down now. Maybe that's about when it comes on. Looked like 226 the fan came on. It still climbed to 228. It should start coming back down. I think what happened earlier is the temperature, we got to 212 and the compressors turned on and it brought it down to 206. So now the AC is staying on, the engine's gotten warmer, and the fans have definitely picked up a little bit of speed now. I'm definitely expecting to see this come down. I'm going to give it a second, not walk away from it while it's working right now. I'm hearing picking up the pace a little, 222, so it's bringing it down. All right, I was a little worried there for a second, but I'm going to try to get these wheels off here. We got to do a brake inspection too. Maybe we'll do like a 0.5 brake job or something to balance out the 1 hour tie rod ends. Did you guys ever do inner tie rod ends on one of these? Maybe they're real easy. I don't know. I don't think they're easy enough to be a half hour aside, but well, those front brakes are close. They're not emergency level yet, about 4mm I'd say. It's going to be a, do you want to do this while it's here, or do you want to wait till the squealers touch? The back brakes are twice as good, so they're all right. This car is not overheating. The gauge never goes over half, and 228 is the highest temperature I've seen. So I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe there is something going on, but it doesn't happen very often. I'll have to figure that all out or talk to the customer about it, or both. Maybe I'll do both. And then we'll see. Still not quite halfway. When you really got to worry is when it gets like to the 5th bar, just before the red, something's wrong. If it gets that hot. So, and once it does, it'll usually happen pretty fast. Let's see if any more comes of this car. Let's see if any more comes of this truck. Parts are coming in for a little at a time. I don't know what who the brake pads and rotors are for. Are they for me? I gotta look. Oh, we got parts here for Nissan. I wonder if that's the shifter stuff for that other car. Maybe I can get that done. Get my hour and a half for that one. So let's see. 18, 22, squeeze clamp, and pliers are a big adjustable wrench to loosen the inner tie rod. We're gonna do the brakes too. They're pretty low. So we got all new goodies for this thing. I got to get this plastic spacer dealio off of here, and this is pretty rusty. These are original brakes, 2003 by the way. Gravity check. Look at that thing. Got it soaking in Croyle while I had a little lunch. Napa bought us pizza today. Thanks to Ryan putting the pressure on them. These are like a Torx, and then I think it's an 18 on the bracket inside. Got it. Before I hammer that, I'm going to hammer this. Now we'll take that hammer. Tried. You know, I could spin this by hand or take advantage of the technology we have nearby. There's a squeeze clamp around here somewhere. There it is. It's weird that the clamps face forward, the only spot you can't get to. Fast and Furious race car guy. That's bad. Now we pried that clamp open a bit. I don't know if you can see it in there, but let's see if we can tap this booty now. Okay, I need two hands. Listen, man. Just want a little cooperation. I'm not asking for much. Power steering fluid in the boot. That's probably not good. Oh my goodness gracious, what is with this week? This is a simple task. Let's go. Maybe. I know what I'll do. Try more forceful methods like I normally have to do after a few minutes of asking. What are you gonna do? The exact angle it's bent is the exact angle where the thread starts. I gotta go to the vise and straighten this thing. It's not perfectly straight, but it's straight in. I gotta try to undeform this boot, make it a little easier to get it back on. I think this might work on. We'll let the power steering fluid have a place to go to. It's gonna hold off on the rack for now. Whoop, there you go. It's gonna hold off on the rack for now. We'll just use tie rod ends. It doesn't drive it a lot. Oh my goodness. Come on. Simple, man. It's a simple, quick job. Half hour side. Let's go. I gotta get this tube. One interesting thing about these, some of them have these tubes. This tube has to go in the boot as I slip it onto the rack, which isn't hard with two hands. The original nut is about twice as thick as the one that comes to the tie rod end, so we had about 1 inch of thread showing, so that'll get us close for an alignment. One man's inch is different than another man's inch, and that's about where mine's at. Gotta get a tie wrap on here for a thank you. Gotta get a tie wrap on there. The clamps are destroyed, and I tried rebending them, and I can't get the boot on with a clamp on it. And you can't assemble these clamps afterwards. It's just not happening. So if we got new ones, it might be all right. But we got really heavy duty tie wraps we'll use. Let's lower it down a little bit. Put it there. These are bolt pins. Isn't that cool? That is cool. I'm going to put the tie rod in after the brakes are done. Just because it's easier to be able to move it.
That's like too long. I know, it's just low pressure, but it has to read it, hasn't driven enough. Now, come on! Oh.
This side's actually a little better, but not much. Yeah.
That shifter on the Nissan, is it silver or black?
Oh, I don't remember.
The knob, you remember the knob? Is it black? I don't remember. We can always change it though, right?
Yeah, I want to say it was gray, but I'm not sure. It's on the passenger seat.
Oh.
The shifter plate is between the knob and the shifter, and the console has to go on, and then the shifter plate locks. I can put their shifter knob on, whatever one's nicer. Got another shift lock solenoid, and it was the wrong one again. So Nissan said, yeah, that might be a problem we're having with the parts supply. We might have packaged 1,000 of them with the wrong year assembly in the box. Because they sent us another one hoping it would be different inside the box. I'm like, well, why didn't they just open it and look? Tell them if it's gray and what shape does it look like, maybe send us a picture. But I guess that takes more time than just sending you one that's wrong and then picking it back up. I don't know. I can't figure anything out. See that thread lock? In 2003. Put your earmuffs on, will you? I'm serious, I'm not horsing around. It's gonna get loud. I'll edit it down, don't worry. Cool idea. It just didn't work, that's all. That was fun. Put that pesky rotor at. There it is. Oh, here's the pads from the other side. These are a little bit lower. Anywho, off we go. Took 10 minutes of hammering to get the rotor loose, but it's not really that rusty. It had to just be right on the edge of this hub where it was really stuck the most. I don't know. Anytime Joe walks over, he sees the camera screen on, he goes, and he walks away. I'm like, what? My friends aren't going to bite you, don't worry. He's on vacation next week. He's going to Alaska to visit his daughter. She's in the Army. She had a baby like 6-8 months ago. And he said tomorrow night when he's there, it's going to be minus 30 degrees. He grew up his whole life in Florida. He grew up in Miami and Melbourne. Hopefully he makes it back alive. I told him, you're going to bring your hiking gear? You can go hiking in Alaska. I heard there's some really nice trails. I said, but you got to wear ice shoes and snowshoes. Save that for the alignment rack. This is probably going to fall off a couple times, but I'm going to leave the front tires off on. We got heater hoses for it too. The one's leaking by the heater core on the firewall, so we're going to knock that out too. Then wiper motor, and then we got to align it. I don't know if it's going to. It's 2:30, so it might not get done this week, which is going to make me sad because I'll have like a 38-hour week. But that's all right. I'll be fine. To the bracket and one bolt to another bracket somewhere. The other guy, Giuseppe, took it apart, so I gotta figure that out. I don't think it'll be too hard. 14. Boxes came in, it says Y, literally says WAI. I'm gonna leave that. Hopefully it won't break. He's gonna call you back, isn't he? Did you call? That is cool. Harder than I thought it should be. Let's try this. I'm just weak. You wanted this, not me. Perfect. What could go wrong? Alright, these are my two hoses. One with the metal tube terminates up there with a 13mm on the bracket here. This guy. And then the other one, just a hose to the manifold. I got my little orange quick connect tool back there, if you can see it. Really took some time to get it clipped on the pipe. The problem is now somehow I got to get my hand back here like a T-Rex or a pterodactyl, something. Pull that forward and then somehow twist the hose off. I think sometimes if you pull them forward they'll stay in place, but I find a lot of the times they pop out. This doesn't even have gate. Bye-bye now, gravity check. This doesn't even have the gates to get to the releases on the outside, because GM's like, man, these guys, how'd they figure that out? Let's make it harder. That's what they did. So I'm gonna play with it a while. We'll see how much of it makes it onto the footage, because there might be some kicking and screaming involved. Well, it's aluminum or plastic, one or the other. Non-magnetic. Wait here.
Did you, those aluminum ones you bought, aren't they supposed to be what's for these? Is there enough room to get that in there?
Well, no, what you have?
That's
It's basically the same thing, just made out of metal.
You got this set too, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I've heard.
It's soft. Your sloth is very soft.
How do you know? Have you petted it?
She has a real sloth.
He used to pet it.
She literally has a sloth.
He used to pet
Did you really?
Yeah.
He used to
I
pet
thought you meant
feed
another
it all.
sloth.
No, that's why I was saying that.
Oh.
She just had it on Facebook today.
I thought you were joking. Yeah, I don't know. My bad.
That was it.
I thought you were
She
joking.
just had it on, Facebook today.
Did she?
What's his name?
Ella, it's a girl.
Oh, it's a girl? Ella?
Ellie.
Ellie.
Oh, Ellie. Okay.
At least I remember.
Yeah. Every morning I fight with her, you know, and but they move so slow though.
Not necessarily.
I'd pet behind
It
you.
wasn't as slow as you might think.
Yeah, it got a little faster, but
Sometimes she just goes,
yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I would do if it's got a top box on it, because you know they got the one you're getting has got the gate right,
Yeah.
and so they don't sit too high off the ground, so it's not too terrible. But
You know, your dolly wouldn't even be able to hold it, it's so heavy. Yeah. You use your dolly and just sort of drag it up a bit.
yeah,
It's so heavy.
you're more likely you're going to have to unload it. I got a come along. Take the come along with. I'm going to try to ratchet up with the come
I can
along.
try to take the doors out of it, but it's so old and the tracks are probably just falling apart. They're like dinosaurs. Like a little. All that work,
Oh, you didn't want to put the lift in?
no, they have we have a tire machine and we get no response.
We have been going through 40 different vendors. Now I'm telling them about the tire machine and radio silent. New one, there's a cord computer I found. I probably want to get that switch.
Put it on eBay. You got maybe you can find you.
Manja.
You can find you an old Coates 440. There's a ton of them on.
Also, yep.
I see the ads all the time.
He just sent me $700. Hunter. Low profile, works.
Cash outside.
Now the lock ring is the only thing left on it.
Oh shit!
Look at this thing. Look at the Lexus. You?
Me? Between that and a tire man, making money, baby. I haven't tested the wipers yet. It's not going this week.
You can try to wipe it, right? Make sure it works.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but I want to get the hose done. I want to read that.
I'm saying we need to turn the key on, right?
It's like negative 30 degrees.
In Alaska right now?
Too late to have regrets now. You already made arrangements.
So wiper blades, go look at the one that's right.
It's a little late to have regrets now.
Hey! Uh-oh. We got an open nose over here. No squirty squirt, don't squirt me in the face. Hold on, he's got a hose disconnected over here or something. No, it's got a plastic, it's got a hole in it.
It's fucking stupid calendar. Now they got cars now. I didn't mind the old ones where they had, you know, naked chicks and shit on there. Remember the old calendar? Were you in the business when they had the naked calendars?
Yep.
The tool truck guys?
Yep.
Dale, yeah. Well, Dale always gives you a gear wrench, shirt, and a hat.
When Dale was my Snap-on dealer,
Oh,
I'd
The
get
one
a
that
hat.
comes on
Yeah.
Fridays?
With the gear wrench truck now, it used to be a Snap-on dealer.
Oh,
used to be, when we worked at Pep Boys back in the early 90s together, he was a snap.
How about you?
Oh, you tell me about the subsidies?
Your health insurance?
Yeah.
So it did go up. Yeah.
Bailouts.
That's cool, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I got it pulled out.
That's a lot of work. Now we got to get that heater my hose. I got the other one in. It's I probably shouldn't have connected the heater hook core end because I got to get it under the alternator stuff, but we'll see what happens. Worst case, you just take the alternator off. It's a big deal. What is the big deal? I don't want to wedge it against the alternator wire and make a sparky spark.
Lovely, Jimmy. Got 1 hour.
And what could go wrong? That's perfect. Now, this guy here can do it. That's where he was anyway. Wheels are torqued, wipers are tested and working good, coolant's in it. I didn't start it up yet. I'm not gonna have time tonight to warm it up enough anyway, but we'll get to it next week. Got plenty of time. I gotta detail the headlights or buff those headlights and turn signal lenses, and I gotta do a wheel on it, and then I'll be done. Got that budge cover on it. I almost forgot I had it. It's supposed to be water resistant or waterproof. Maybe it'll help keep it dry while I'm working on it outside. I'm going to start using that cover all the time. Save me a little work with the rust. Hope you enjoyed this week's videos and today's video. Every day is a new challenge and a new adventure. Hope it's worth torquing the like button on your way out. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope I see you in another video, because you're awesome.